Welcome to Reddit Stories, where real stories are told with honesty, quiet intensity, and the kind of silence that says everything. Today is part 11 of Mark's 12-day collapse. A man who no longer questions, no longer searches, because now all that's left is one final choice: to walk away. For the past 10 days, Mark has endured emotional hell. He followed the trail of betrayal, collected evidence, heard his former friend's voice echo through his home, and then he sat face to face with his wife, who finally confessed every word, every month. There was nothing left to hold onto, nothing left worth saving. And today, on day 11, Mark will leave. He'll pack his things, look one last time at the woman who used to be his entire world. And in that final moment, there will be one last conversation. Not to say, but to let go. Day 11. The last conversation. Mark's story, day 11 of hell. The suitcase sat by the door, half open, half full, half of a life packed into 24 inches of fabric and zippers. The rest would stay behind. Photos on the walls, the smell of her perfume in the hallway, the echo of laughter in a kitchen that no longer belonged to me. I didn't take much, just what I needed. Clothes, a few books, the watch I stopped wearing the night I stopped trusting, and a small wooden box. Inside, our wedding rings, hers and mine. 2 circles, unbroken in shape, shattered in meaning. Sarah stood by the bedroom door, arms folded, eyes red. She hadn't slept. Neither had I. But we weren't tired. We were hollow. 2 people running out of words, but still needing to say something. "Are you really leaving?" she asked. Her voice was smaller than I remembered, like something had deflated inside her. I zipped the suitcase, didn't look up. Yes. Silence. She stepped forward. "Where will you go?" I shrugged. "Somewhere quiet. Somewhere honest." She nodded, bit her lip, the way she used to when she was nervous about meeting my parents. Except this time, she wasn't nervous about approval. She was afraid of goodbye. "I know I don't deserve to ask," she said, "but can I say something?" I finally looked at her. Not as my wife, not even as the woman who broke me, just as a person I once loved. "Go ahead." She inhaled. I never planned this. I never looked at him and thought, this is worth destroying everything for. It just spiraled. Her voice trembled. I kept telling myself I'd stop, that I'd choose you. But every day I waited, it got harder. And then one day, I realized I had already chosen. My throat tightened, but I held the silence like armor, because her truth no longer had the power to ruin me, only to explain what was already ruined. "I'm sorry," she whispered, "not just for cheating, but for letting you feel invisible, for letting the distance grow." She wiped her eyes. "You were always so strong, Mark. I thought you didn't need anything, so I stopped giving." I closed my eyes. And for a moment, the weight of it all pressed down on me again. The years, the trust, the slow erosion. I opened them again, met hers. "I didn't need something," I said. "I needed honesty. Not perfection, not fairy tales, just the truth." A pause. "And you gave that to someone else." She covered her mouth, trying not to cry out loud. But I didn't stop her this time. Didn't reach out. Didn't soften. Some wounds deserve their sting. I walked to the door, gripped the handle, took one last look around. The couch, the table, the wedding photo still hanging above the mantel. And her, standing in the hallway, small, shaking, alone. "I loved you," she said softly. "I still do." I nodded, but my voice didn't follow, because I wasn't sure if what I felt now was love, or just the ghost of it. I opened the door, stepped out, and for the first time in 11 days, I felt the air change. Lighter, colder, but real. Tomorrow, I start again, and maybe someday, I'll remember us with something softer than pain. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what happens next in Mark's story.